Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. Tonight we're going to do a lovely 3-choice pick a card spread for how can I have more fun in my life. Ian actually just came up with this, but it was funny because I was just talking to my daughter about how much fun I had today after I picked up Hagen at the bus stop, and we only did one silly thing that made our day like a gem. We went into Fairway Market and we went and got some food. And he saw this whacked out looking fruit, and I can't even remember the name of it. Ian will know, but it's indigenous to Malaysia, and it looks like a chemistry virus. It has like all these little hairs that grow out of it, and it's amazing. He's like, "Mom, we got to try these and see how much." I'm like, "Yeah, put them in, see what they taste like, how good they are." I said, "Yes, stick them in the bag." And then he got some other things, some dragon fruit and all this other great fruit. And we went down the beach and we ate this fruit, and then we put it looks like furry hair or spider hairs on it, so we put it over our ears, and then we put it on the edge of our nose, and we laughed so hard. And it was like at one point he was pretending they were testicles, and I couldn't breathe. I literally started choking. It was the best time. And sometimes we have the most fun when we're not planning it. We're doing something spontaneous. We were just going to go to the grocery store and come home, and then we're like, "Hey, let's go to the beach. It's his favorite place." We're trying all this great fruit, and it was the best time. People at the other cars were looking over us like we had lost our minds because it was so fun. But again, usually these sparks of laughter and fun are usually generated from younger people because as we get older and adults, we get these sort of rigid records set that, we can only have fun if we're having fun if we spend money, like at a comedy store, if we're only doing this and that and that. Like, we become more restricted in what we think is a good time and think maybe that we even have to pay for it, and we don't. It's always those beautiful spontaneous moments with our children, with our spouses, with our friends. You know what I mean? You ever start a conversation about a funny show you're watching, and then you start to replay the shows and you start laughing? So we're going to find out in this spread how you can have more fun in your life today. One of the ways that you can do it that's very easy is you can expect it. So what I'm going to do for you guys too is I'm going to let you choose out of these 3. I like this one. We'll do ones you haven't seen yet. Number 1 will be the earth. I'll hold that up so you can see it. Number 1 will be the earth. I love these. I'm going to also put them close enough where you can see them. Stuff sort of all over the place. Right in the middle of our last thing, we received a phone call from a friend that we hadn't heard from in a long time, so it was like our production had to stop. Wild woman. Then I got really cold too. That's why I'm wearing this. This is faux fur. I never wear real fur. I don't wear any animal skins or anything like that, but I like really well-made faux fur because the room gets cold. We AC it with all the lights. I will legit sweat buckets. I'm like, no way. But then because we stopped, it's freezing. Okay, number 2 will be wild woman. I think my girl's going to come say hi. Come on. Number 3 will be lightning. Here comes winter. Lightning. Woo. Okay. So I feel like it might be a little bit crowded in terms of things. So what I'm going to do is move some stuff back, and I'll hold the cards up for you too. We'll get the gist. Okay, so number 1 is earth, 2 is wild woman, and 3 is lightning. Okay, what can we do to have more fun? We'll start with number 1. Oops, this just flew out. I think that's because I just didn't have a... And remember this, you guys. I think it's a little insulting when people say this, and it can be true, but I don't like that old adage, if you're bored, you're a boring person. But let's think. Even right now, I had no access to anything in this room, which is everything, all my supplies. Hey, Win! All my supplies, all the things that I use were not anywhere in my thing because he was on the phone, so I couldn't have any devices. And then I had some Instantgo orders to do. So thanks, you guys, for Instantgo orders. I really appreciate that. It's very simple for me. I can get the messages quickly, get them back to you within 10 minutes. So if any of you ever need a quick answer, 1 card, 2 card answer, I can have it back to you within 5 or 10 minutes as soon as I see it. And I check it usually every hour. So yeah, if you guys are going on dates or you need any help in that department, go on Instantgo. And again, thank you for all your beautiful comments today for our All Souls Day special we did, and sharing your memories of your family and everything. That was really beautiful, huh? Really, the muchy. It was muchness. She doesn't know what's going on because this table isn't usually in this area, so she thinks she's probably going to start chewing on the microphone. Isn't she beautiful in all her splendor when she stands up? Let's see how Group 1 can have more fun. Oh, nice. The High Priest. The Tower. and Page of Pentacles. So I'm getting some really, really clear answers very quickly here. I feel like a lot of you can join different groups, online groups, and vibe out with your tribe. When I see the High Priest, I feel you guys, you can get involved in different esoteric groups. I feel like it's fun too. I love going and watching other tarot readers and gaining their insights and their ideas how to a lot of them have coping mechanisms, and basically to me, I revere and love the ones that speak of changing your perspective of a situation, because that's everything. Our reaction is everything. How we perceive something. Do we take it personally? All those things. So what you're going to do, I feel like a lot of you, to have more fun and expand, you're going to go and you're going to investigate some of these sites, and you're going to go on with your friends. I also feel like some of you, I keep hearing you're going to like host a potluck. I feel like with the holiday season coming up, a lot of you are good cooks and chefs, and you want to have people over to your house. I like that a lot. But a great deal of you, you're going to start playing with recipes for the holiday season, and you have a really good time. You're going to invite girlfriends and friends over, and you're going to learn how to cook new things and share recipes, which is really nice. And some of you, which is really, really nice, is you're going to create a piece of art for your home, whether it's a sculpture, a painting, sketches, anything like that, collages. I feel like a lot of you are going to open up your creative avenue a lot more and really get in touch with yourself, because again, we're our own worst judges when it comes to stuff like that, and we're the ones that critique ourselves. Like, I remember when I first started painting, and I paint in oils and acrylics, so they're heavy, so there's not a lot of wiggle room like there is in watercolors. But I would watch Bob Ross and I would freak out and laugh because he loves everything and everybody, and nobody can teach you how to paint a waterfall like him. My first waterfall I did in his method looked exactly like a real waterfall. I was like, oh my god. All I had to do was you darken the background, you take white paint, then you add some grays and blues, and all the layers start to make it look like rushing water. I was blown away. Like, his techniques are fast and beautiful. So yeah, you guys are going to be learning new techniques. This is another thing. You're starting to get rid of stuff. A way for you to have fun is you're going to find treasures in your house. You're getting rid of stuff, and you want to start anew. So you're going to be doing stuff like putting some of your stuff on sale for online that you no longer have, and you're going to be making money with that, which is great. That's following it. Your little side hustles are going to start to make money, and they're fun. I feel like some of you make jewelry, you paint, you craft, you write, you do all sorts of things. And I feel like a lot of you guys too, you're going to start volunteering. It's the holiday season coming up for a lot of homeless people come into different venues for their Thanksgiving dinners. I feel like you and groups are going to be volunteering, which is really nice. And a lot of you photography. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be taking pictures, and you're having fun because, again, you're raising any of those old blinders you had, any of those old restrictions. You're now doing building blocks. You're no longer doing myopic vision and, oh, this has to be perfect. You don't care anymore. You're in it for the art. You're in it for the fun. You're in it for the creation. You're in it for the energy, the participation, because life is about participating in experiences. And you're starting to learn that. You're like, it's not about perfection. It's not about being the best. You could care less. I'm going to pull you an oracle card because, you know what I'm actually going to do, because I love these. And I want to read from the book from you, because fairies know how to have fun. They like sparkly shit. They like to hang out in their gardens, and they like to steal things and have honey and eat apples and play with leaves and just do bright sunny things. Like today, I feel like a new person. Like I am just reborn after going in the supermarket where I used to find such a dragon. Here's why. I always had a preconceived idea. Ian's going to choose everything because he used to always go. And I was usually tired after work or something like that, so I had very little interest. And I'm serious, if people don't feed me, I won't eat. I start doing stuff, and unless I'm really starving, I don't even notice food. I mean, I love it, but it's not on my priority. So the grocery store, and it's weird because I've always worked in food and creating with food, and I'm being in catering, which is bizarre. I think I started to see food like merchandise, you know what I mean? So it was like that. But anyway, and now I go with my son alone, and we have such a joy because we're looking at all the cool stuff that we like. I felt like we weren't allowed to get because he would be like, oh, you can't buy that if that costs $8 a pound. And to me, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what it costs. We have to try that fruit. It looks like it's from outer space. Let's get it. Like, if you saw a cart and you walked by a state, people were like, what the hell's in that cart? It was a friggin' blast, and we loved it. And that's what's fun, being with your children, but being on their cool-ass level where they see everything as exciting, new, experimental. It was the best, man. It was the best day. So next is Wild Woman. That's me if I took my hair. Like right now I have a braid that goes up there and my hair looks smooth because I brushed it and put in a thing. But if I took my hair down, I almost have dreadlocks underneath part of my hair because I can't deal with it. So, oh, wait a minute. We're going to do the earth. We're going to do this one right now because I love this. The sayings in the book, I'm just going to read the little short part. This is... I'm gonna have to find out in the book. The only problem with this the cards is where it has the writing. It's in very super fine white writing, and I can't read it. So this is Tabaria of the Waters. It's about emotion. So again, this is for Earth number 1. I'm sorry I'm going so fast. I just had so much fun today. Now I'm just trying to relax and calm down. For God's sake, just calm down. Emotion, serenity, and meditation. Gracefully accepting change. For a moment, close your eyes and just let yourself feel the cool, sparkling fairy waters flowing through your fingers. Imagine drinking the sparkly coolness from your own cupped hands, and imagine water flowing into your mouth and down your throat. You may even be able to feel that magical, energy-filled coolness flow right through you into your toes. Ah, feel better? Throughout the world, there are healing wells both for general health and specific ailments. In modern times, many of their fairy qualities have been diluted, even though Tabaria and her healing helpers do all they can to clear them, to keep them clear and potent. Fairy waters reflect the emotional state of the human people around them. So the fairy waters that come through our world have lessened impurity and power in places where people are living especially stress-filled or civilized lives. The one where people... As one Oracle group member observed, there are profound connections with drinking water, tears, wells of forgiveness, water as fluid as transformative nutrients to the body, and the connecting flow. I could flow on and on and on. That just feels good, right? Whenever I get pent up and there's too much stuff going on, I start to watch nature programs that involve oceans and waters and things like that. So again, I'm hearing a message I'm getting right now, aquariums. I feel like if you're near any aquariums or you're near any place where there's, we have a great one right up the road that's so beautiful. Anywhere where you can go see seals and whales and anything like that, especially with younger children, because they're so enraptured in it. If you watch their faces, they almost can't breathe. They hold their breath. They're so excited. So yeah, aquariums. Go out to all these little gems that are out there. They're amazing. So that's you guys in Earth. Yay, go have fun. Also, keep your head up. Make eye contact with people. Smile. Participate with other people while you're out. I normally don't just drink plain water because I'm like, but I'm like, wah. Okay, so let's see. Wild Woman. Woo! That was us at the grocery store. I almost feel like I'm not even on planet Earth when I go out because my son is otherworldly cool and he's just like me, but he's super mathematical and smart too. And we have a great connection and we'll find stuff so interesting. Like people just look so robotic to us when we go out that we just stare at them and we're like, why do they look like that? Why do they look so... like bored or like rushed or on their phones and disconnected, and it's like we must have looked like Fruit Loops getting all excited about the stuff. So this is some sword heavy stuff. So this is what the messages I'm getting from you right now. I have the 5 of Swords, the 6 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. Okay, so this is the thinkers group. So I feel like you guys would do fantastic going out to museums. Go to the Guggenheim. If you're around New York, Guggenheim, any of those, the big ones that have endowments, you can actually go in for free and they just ask for a donation. I mean, the standard is normally around $20, but they don't require any fee to enter. So that's amazing. And they don't give you the side eye or anything like that if you don't make a donation. You know what I mean? They're heavily endowed. They have billion-dollar supporters. So if you want to just go look at art, that's another way to just ground out and see the beauty out there that's so simple and to stand still and chill out. I know in yesterday's read I was talking about the Dutch. They did some articles on the Dutch and they have this thing, I think it's called Neerswelt or something like that. And it's basically the art of doing nothing. It's just looking at things that are beautiful. They go outside, they sit on a bench for 15 minutes and they look at a tree. They look at the water, they look at tulips, they look at whatever gives them like singular focus, brings their blood pressure down and stops them from being their, fake busy. Why would you always be on your phone answering emails around the clock? Right? It's not good for you. It's not good for your health. You guys are thinkers. This group for sure. I feel like this is a lot of Virgos or a lot of Libras. A lot of, yeah, a lot of cancers. You guys are heavy thinkers, so I feel like your brain likes to be engaged as well. You like to be learning something. But still, I feel like you guys would do really well going out to like pottery classes, fishing, camping. I feel like all those things, because you can bring your books, but you're still outside. You know what I mean? Redesigning a room. I feel like a lot of you guys are looking around your households right now and going, oh my God, if I have to stare at this ugly color, this color green for one more minute, I'm going to kill everybody in this household. You know what I mean? You ever look at something and you're like, how long has that been sitting there? And why is that even in this house? Because we slowly collect so many things that our homes become like warehouses. It becomes absurd. I'm one to talk when it comes to art supplies, because I'm always like, oh, if I just get some more paints, this and that. And then I just have barrels and buckets and I'm like, relax, please use up the things you have and calm down. Gardening, again, I feel like that's a great thing. Organizing, I know it sounds corny, but I feel like organizing your spaces, your makeup, your cosmetics, your spice rack, your racks. I feel like once you get that area done and you're playing music, you're actually having a good time doing something that you're really getting something done at. Another thing is, I feel like some of you, because I feel like you're list makers, like this one heavy, especially with Libras and that type. I feel like you guys are going to feel relieved and better, and you're actually going to have a fun time making your list. You know the holiday season is coming up. You want to start making lists of who wants what and what gifts they might want to receive. Yeah, and I see you guys moving away from thinking inside the box. I feel like you want to be more creative, and what you're doing is you're listening to friends and family as they speak about what they might want, and you're actually cataloging it. And I feel like if you start documenting that, you're going to have a sense of relief, and it won't seem so burdensome come closer to Christmas, that you'll have your act together and you'll feel good. And because I feel like you guys are a group that like to get a lot done, and you're conflicted when you feel like you're having too much fun or leisure time. You feel like, oh, I'm having way too much fun. Guess what? We're here to experience life. We're not here to work, get a paycheck, eat, and go to sleep. That's not why we're here. We're here to wring that sponge of joy out of our life and experiences. And I feel like, say yes to invites. Really just put yourself out there and go see people. I feel like having a cool clothing swap. You ever just go like on a binge buy and you get like 5 or 6 sweaters or whatever, and you're like, or you wear it once or twice and you're like, well, I'm not really into this anymore. Have a fun clothing swap with your girlfriends. I feel like that you're going to feel like you're not wasting money, and yet you're still getting new things. That's really cool. Let's get you guys a fairy card too. Yeah, I mean, you ever just, it's like something you felt like you had to have it. Here's another thing. You ever go shopping when you're just like, you're either exhausted, but you made it all the way to the store, so you don't want to leave empty-handed, so you just sort of half-ass it and pick something? Like, I've done that. Oh, who's this? Oh, this was interesting, and we haven't read this yet. This is really cool, and it's so funny. His name is the Bodacious Bodoc. He's the man fairy. He's the bodacious. Go to strip clubs. Go see some Chippendales. I hear that out loud too, ladies. I hear it. I've never been to a male strip club. When I went to Vegas one time, I remember some of my friends were like, let's go to a strip club. And when you're a woman, you think you're automatically going to a man's strip club, and we didn't. We went to a female strip club, and they're kind of weird. They're so dark, some of them, and you don't even see what's going on, and it's very weird. But the male shows are more like burlesque and show type things. So let's see what's going on with him, the bodacious. Or dancing. I feel like some of you, I keep hearing dancing. One of the lights burned out. My mom's like, dancing. Today is, of course, All Souls Day. So my electricity will go crazy all day because my mom will be making an appearance, and she already has. I almost broke down in tears like 10 times. Everything's making me so emotional. The people that wrote in and were discussing their things they did with their family and who they miss and who they feel around them. Just like I'm in my car just crying when my son was on the beach because it was so emotional and so beautiful. You guys are just amazing viewers. I mean, I wake up and I read your comments, and you're amazing. You're genuine, authentic, caring, soulful people, and I thank God every day for you guys. So let's see what the Bodacious Bodoc is doing. He's about meddling, tampering, and sabotage, or helpful fixing. So these are warnings against these people. The Bodoc, or old man in Scots Gaelic, means well. He likes to fix things. He likes to drop down chimneys at night and tidies up for you. If you don't have a chimney, he'll find another way. You left a stack of papers on your desk, he'll file them for you, probably in somebody else's desk. Nobody put away the uneaten roast beef? He'll assume you don't want it, and he'll give it to the neighbor's dog. He is not the fairy who ties elf locks in your hair. Somebody does that to me because my hair's jacked up big time. He makes bits of it stand out in odd directions while you sleep. That's just a cousin of his. He has far more important work to do. The Bodoc is a meddler. He will tell you if you catch him that he means well. It's just that things never turn out quite as he expects them to. He feels you should be grateful for his so-called help. Even while you clean the metaphorical eggs off the metaphorical wall, he is amazed when you are not. Although his feelings are easily hurt by your lack of appreciation, he's persistent. He will just redouble his efforts to be helpful. The only way to discourage him is to tidy up your own loose ends and clutter. I'm sure you know people like the Bodoc. They helpfully answer your phone and take down the wrong message. They let loose and give you a garbled verbal version. Worse yet, they give you other people's messages that you're not exactly even sure what they said. On the rare occasion they do pass something on accurately, it's either something you never meant for it to be passed on or is said specifically to the wrong person. He also likes to gossip. So this is a warning too, I feel, that we are all aware of these people. They are workmates, they are family mates. Now what this warning is, and I hear it, even though this is about having more fun, some of these, being the day that it is today, is some very significant warnings. What's happening is with some retrograde happening right before mid-month, people are going to be prone to mass exaggerations. I am not kidding you. And some of them, it'll just be outright lies. And they'll be said so emphatically because people will be believing their own hype. I don't know, it is just something in the turn of the planets where people feel in order to get their point across, they have to be extra untruthful and exaggerated. So if you can just let it fly and it's of no significance, and there'll be gossip, there'll be all kinds of other things, very lowbrow stuff that we don't want the soul shrinker coming in there, right? We're not going to engage, we're going to let it fizzle out, because when we engage, we give it oxygen, right? We're just going to let it fizzle out. That's just like a warning shot off that. But one more thing I was thinking that you can I feel like a lot of you are going to have a lot of fun if you start writing down some expressions and things you want to express, and you just start journaling and you just start seeing what's out there in terms of your interests and what you want to manifest. I feel like that's going to bring your excitability factor up and your anticipation for events, like wherever you're going. Best case scenario, write that down. How do you feel when this best case scenario is happening? And it's going to buoy you and build your excitement and build your enthusiasm for these events that are coming. And they're kind of going to pave the way for you to just be able to interact very gracefully and naturally and not have any doubts, because you've already played it out in your virtual head on paper and it worked out beautifully. And why wouldn't it? If that's the energy you put into it through words and through a vision, that's exactly what can take place. So I really want you guys to do that. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. So if you guys are leaving, don't forget to press like and subscribe, press it, ding, 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 and press that bell as well. It'll give you all the notifications. All my links are directly below for private reads and my Instantgo, the jewelry store on Etsy, Eleni's art studio. Everything is down there for you guys. So really go out there and just experiment. Or if you're ever sitting there, go think in your head, what would be really joyful to do right now? What resources do I have at hand to do with it? Everybody has pencils and paper, yes? A lot of people have paints, all kinds of things to get artistic with. You already have those walls that might want a change of color. A lot of people have spare paints. If not, Home Depot is usually right down the road, right? Another fun thing is just going for a walk in the woods. Get outside and do a scavenger hunt. That's what I'm feeling for this group. I'm already hearing that, so I gotta tell everybody to slow their roll. Everybody's coming out to play. Let's see what you guys can do to have fun. Fun is about one thing, right? Being open-hearted and open-minded. Because if we go into a scenario, and this had happened to me where I was changing the light. I'm just going to share this because I want you to be able to see the card. We go to a lot of state fairs. And when we were going to one last year, as soon as we got there, I remember Faith had a stomach ache. Indy was getting anxiety about her wanting to go to an area. I'm already feeling the anxiety and pain that they had, because I remember it being hot. And I remember it's not an atmosphere I love, fairs or carnivals. There's something in there where everybody has these heightened expectations. There's lots of people that are drinking. But something that freaks me out too is people are eating basically the most deep fried food I've ever seen in the hot sun. It's not something that I can deal with well. Like, it's not something I ever want to do. When I see that, I start to feel unwell. And there's always kids that want everything. The want and the desperation from children of wanting everything is palpable, and it's like, it's not my favorite thing. And it's also, people have they have massive like expectations. I'm going to win this big prize. I'm going to win this and that. And when it doesn't happen, you see all the little depressed faces around. So part of the reason that you can have joy and really good experiences is you're not you're not putting a label on it. This has to happen and for me to have fun. When you're gardening, you're not like, this tomato is going to grow within 2 hours. I'm going to be pissed and burn this garden to the ground. It's not, you know what I mean? That's not how normal people think. This is really good. You guys have the Hangman, the Nine of Wands, and the Emperor. So how to have more fun. This is, I feel like I'm hearing upgrade your wardrobe. A lot of you for fall, I feel like you should go get a few key pieces. And if you bring friends, you can have it be like a day out where you get some great coffee, wonderful like muffins or croissants, and you just have an elegant day of it. I mean, go to really high-end stores and try stuff on, even if you're not going to buy it, you know what I mean? And go get some really wonderful, delicious coffee drinks. Be lazy about it. Look at stuff on Facebook together in a cafe, talk, not be in a rush, be connected. Don't be looking at your phones while you're doing it. Really pay attention to how they look in their clothes, stuff like that. That's what I feel is going on with the Emperor car. Go test drive a Ferrari. Go to a Ferrari dealership. Go to some car dealerships and be like, I want to try that. I want to do it. I had a Rolls Royce dealership across from where I worked in Greenwich Avenue, and I was like, I was in it to win it. I'm like, yep, you just do it. Who cares? Nine of Wands, yes, and Hangman. Hangman, I feel like this is contemplation time. I feel like how some of you are going to really expand and have a fun time is just slow it down and relaxing. Again, participating in just observing nature. Slow walks through fields, on beaches, through forests, bring your dog out, talk to other dog walkers, things like that. The thing is participating. It doesn't have to be a big event. That's what the problem is, where people think if I have more fun in my life, it has to cost a lot of money. It has to be extravagant. It has to be noteworthy. I have to be able to put on Instagram. I have to look fabulous. I have to, all that. It's so hyped up garbage. It's not who we are and it's not what we do. We don't freaking put a million filters over us so we can look extraordinary for people we don't know. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's just not what it is. We are striving to have an authentic experience that doesn't have to be documented 24/7. In fact, when I go out on the beach with Hagen and I go there, I leave my phone in the car so I'm not tempted to answer emails or see if anybody needs my assistance in some way, shape, or form. No, I'm at the beach. That's what I'm doing. That's what you guys, by being completely present in what you're doing is how you're going to have a good time. When you go out for that delicious coffee, you're just sitting there, you're savoring, you're tasting every bit of it. When you go into an arts and crafts store, you're feeling all the paintbrushes, you're looking at all, I like the canvases, I'm already touching them, all those things. When you go into a beautiful bakery, just to pick one or two great items that you love, a very high-end delicious bakery, and treating yourself. Treat yourself to that one thing that you know you can enjoy later in the day. You ever do that, buy some delicious meal like during the day, and then you're excited all day because you know you get to go home and have this fantastic meal. That's one of the things that I used to do too. I'd put something aside at work when we would do catering, and I'd be like, okay, we're going to have this when we get home. And I'd be excited. I know nobody had to cook. We were going to have this great food, stuff like that. Yeah. And another thing, I feel like you can get your whole gang together. This is the Nine of Wands. I love this too. I feel like this has a lot to do with dancing. I feel like if a lot of you go out and you learn a new dance, I feel like some of the Spanish dancing is so beautiful. Belly dancing, I feel like some of you, if you go out and just, because that's so women empowering, and I just love that. Belly dancing, stuff like that. How fun is that? You get a few girlfriends from work together and you do that. Video game night, you can have a bunch of people over, because everybody's on different levels of that too. Like some people are insane experts at it. Yeah. So, you know, those things, that's what you're trying to do. You're going out there, and I'm going to read you a fairy card. Okay, let's get on your fairy card. Yeah, I hear dancing, go sing a show, seeing stand-up comedians, going to see a Broadway show type of thing. Definitely slow it down and relaxing, for sure. Fun little video game thing, sitting outside with a lovely cup of coffee or tea and just listening to the birds. And again, I keep hearing go fishing and camping if you can do that, even in your backyard. Go to some free museums, for sure, your local park. Go and browse for hours and hours in a huge bookstore, you know, a big Barnes & Noble. Touch everything, all those subjects you like, with a friend and somebody likes to discuss it, or if you're continually around people, by yourself, so you can have that quiet alone time, you know what I mean? And you guys have, I think it's the bright heather, but again, I'll have to look in the book. I love this. I actually put this out and put it on my board because I thought it was so pretty. Look at that. Let's see what she has to say, and let's get our peepers on because I can't see anything. Don't you love these flowers? I got these for I got these from my father's urn outside. I'm going to place them outside as soon as I finish up in here. Yeah, I love the idea that on today that people go and they leave food and the favorite beverages and flowers of their departed family members' grave sites, and or they build little altars to them. I love that. So again, I want to thank my lovely viewer that suggested that read, because it changed my whole day. It changed the whole format in a really beautiful, wonderful way of me discovering a fantastic culture and the way they revere their dead. And it was just made me think, wow, my dad's urns and ashes are 5 feet from my front door, and I've never put anything on them except when I first put them there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm like, geez, I would not be. Yeah, he deserves some cabbage flowers. My father's name was Warren. Is that the best name? Warren Whitaker James. I love it. WWJ. Oh. Oh, she's called the Bright Mother. See, the script will never, ever, ever come through. So it's about creativity, nurturing, productivity, intimacy, and sheltering. Here's another thing that can be fun. Volunteering with a group of your girlfriends to babysit some neighbors' children or something. I feel like kids give us insights to our joyful, forgotten sides. You know what I mean? Like I was saying today with Hagen, laughing my butt off, picking out that really weird exotic fruit and eating it down the beach, and doing like putting on our ears and our head and just laughing and being. So children will always bring out that creative spark and joy in us. So yeah, if you don't have any children of your own, borrow some, get some, go around the neighborhood, not in a white van. Nothing good happens in a white van. She is the bright mother of us all and knows that all life is a miracle. The bright mother is constantly amazed at its perfection and imperfection. She rejoices in its being, sorrows, and its growing pains, and exults in its successes. This great lady is both Earth Mother and full bright moon, pregnant with the future of all growing things. She feeds us and provides us with air, water, shelter, an amazing, complex world. She sees that we are challenged enough to grow, but not so much as to be overwhelmed. If we are challenged enough to grow, and we want more challenges, then she'll provide them, and then we'll give them to ourselves. The Bright Mother is a guardian of family life, and she creates and holds a nurturing environment for us all. She is the garden where vegetables, fruits, and herbs grow. Thus she sees and holds the mysteries of ordinary processes in daily life. The bees and honey, the cream turning into butter, the birth of the baby and its growth, the blossom of turning fruit and wheat ripening. This lady has a loving patience for natural processes, however slow. Her commitment to us is life, her eternal life, not our ethereal in flesh lives. She is present in all our deep and committed relationships, facilitating, nurturing, loving, creating, and giving. She fosters within us the kind of security that gives us the inner stability we need to explore and adventure out in the world within our own psyches. She reminds us that there are times when we must put others first because their need is so great. But in so doing, we must not lose sight of our own needs and nurturing. For sure, right? Whenever we go to the aid of someone who is in higher need than us, definitely. It happens all the time. You know, someone is very unwell, so you'll give them a ride home from work. Somebody who's going to have surgery, so they can't return home, so you give them a ride. Anything where you reach out and you can help somebody is so loving. I've had so many experiences over the last couple of days, I can't even remember, of people like laughing and smiling and talking to me and sharing things with me that I'm like, unless I document it, it almost goes away, because of what I do and all the messages I receive, I almost intermix the guides with the 3D and the people here. You know what I mean? Because my dreams have been very vivid, and a lot of you have been sharing it too, with the All Souls days and our relatives trying to contact us through dreams, which happens quite often. I've been having insanely vivid dreams, and yeah, I wake up sometimes and I don't even know if I slept. It's been very, very weird. But yeah, not scary, not anything like that, but busy and super information filled, so vigorous. So you almost feel like when you wake up that you hadn't rested. So that's a lovely message to you guys. So again, a message I hear through that as well is I feel like another fun thing you can do at any given time too, if you feel like it, is to go to like a retirement home or a place, you know, where assisted living, and spend time with that older generation. These people are fascinating. We used to go in school, and I remember one of our businesses, we went in there, and their stories are amazing. People that have endured World War II and the things they have gone through, and they love to share their stories, and they're not rushed, and they don't embellish them. They're not in it for the glamour of it, you know what I mean? They're not there to draw attention. They're simply there to share their story, and it's so beautiful. So any chance that you can get to listen to somebody to share your story, that's what the hangman is about. Being still and being present when somebody's sharing their story with you, because that's what's moving, right? You ever just have your family sitting around and you're talking like after a meal, and they're all together, and you just, your heart is full because of that, because of the connection. And that's a really important way to live, to be connected. Why would we ever be in a hurry to get away from people trying to share their story and their lives with us? I feel like that's going to add fun and expansion to your life. And yeah, I need to know what these smell like. Please comment what you think these will smell like, and then I will tell you what they smell like. Keep in mind they're called cabbage flowers. It's really weird. I love them so much, so I got to go plan these then. Again, you guys, thank you for everything. Don't forget to press like and subscribe. Press it beep beep if you're new, and don't forget to press the bell as well, because then you'll get all the notifications when the new videos are up. And don't forget to like and subscribe. All my links are below for private reads. Any information you need in that realm is down there. And I want to say thanks again, you guys. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you for, you know, donating to the channel, for me and Eleni to get these oracle cards made, and to keep everything up and running, and Ian be able to get good lighting and cameras, and us be able to elevate our game. I really, really appreciate it. I mean, it means the world to me. I mean, even if I know you guys can't even donate $1, it makes no difference. The fact that you're watching and you're sharing your stories with us, that's what matters. That's why we're here, to connect. And I told you, I'm gonna, as long as there's breath and movement in me, I'm still gonna answer every comment. I mean, it doesn't matter. That is the biggest reason I do this, is to connect with you guys. Your stories and your growth that you're going through right now is beyond, to me, it's beyond beautiful. You guys, yeah, you're just climbing. Those building blocks are going fast as hell, and November is going to be even more. And it's like, you guys are expecting it. That's why you're expecting it, you're believing it, and it's going down. It's on like Donkey Kong. It's happening. Again, thank you guys again. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So I have to go, because these bright lights have burned the retinas out of my eyeballs, and I can't even see anymore. Don't you feel bad for me? I'm like, I used to have 20/20 vision, and I now have 2. Like me and Winter, we're out of it. All right. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Mwah, mwah.